Jay Garcia throws for 4 touchdowns this weekend. I'm sure there'll be a prop bet over under. We all watched Jay Garcia struggle in relief duty last week after Tyler Van Dyke went down with an injury. Everything wasn't bleak, though. He threw 2 touchdowns, led us down to a drive, actually gave us the lead on one of his drives, but he was also responsible for 5 turnovers. And obviously, winning the turnover battle is something that good football teams do, bad football teams don't. So I think this week, with some more preparation, perhaps maybe some more plays that may suit his skill set a little bit better, perhaps maybe some guys returning from injury. Obviously, Jacoby George came back from his broken hand, had a few catches. He and Jake seem to have a little bit of chemistry. Obviously, Kobe Young has some chemistry. We're playing the Virginia Cavaliers, right? Virginia Cavaliers, on multiple statistics, ranks as a top 50 defense, actually a top 40 defense in many statistical categories. Actually, from a sack per game total, they are tied for 11th. The Canes are tied for 10th. So they're getting after the quarterback, right? So obviously we know we have some trouble up front with some injuries, some guys being thrust into duty. But again, like I stated on my video yesterday, I really do feel that the Cormani McClain commitment could be a much needed shot in the arm that our guys need, because again, when you sign the number 2 player in the country, well, not signed. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, right? So we'll just say get a pledge that the number 2 player in the country wants to come play for the team that you're a member of. That may be a boost, right? So obviously Jay Garcia has his work cut out for him. This is a revenge game from last year. We should have won last year. Obviously, we had a field goal issue when Manny opted to play it safe instead of letting Tyler Van Dyke go in for the kill. So obviously we've been watching a couple of games where Coach Mario has opted to be a little bit more aggressive and not take the particular points. Some people look at that as a negative. I look at that as a positive, because at least to me, in my opinion, I feel like Mario knows that, hey, regardless of what a lot of fans say about the team not being talented, the guys being soft and all this particular stuff like this, I feel like when a head coach feels that, hey, 4th and 1, okay, hey, 4th down on the goal line, I see something in practice, all right? I see something in the demeanor of our guys that states that, hey, you know what, in these particular situations, we can get the ball in the end zone. We can get this particular first down, right? So, but while I feel like Jake will have a big game this week, I do feel like that Ja'Carri Brown could actually be very integral as well in the game plan this week. We saw him last week on a jet sweep. I was scratching my head when I saw number 11 running across the screen. I said, who is that? Is that a walk-on? Then when he got up, I saw Brown on the back of the jersey. And so apparently, you know, being the corny cliche, hey, what can Brown do for you? So obviously Brown can run a jet sweep for us. Brown can take a direct snap and get a first down. But I think at this particular point in the season, I do feel like that we probably will, integrate Ja'Carri a little bit more. Don't really know too many more details on TVD's injury, but I do feel like that at the beginning of the season, many of us felt like that we had one of, if not the best quarterback room in the country. So it's time for that talk to be put into action. And no better way for that talk to be put into action is for Jake Garcia to come out, completely forget everything that happened last week, even the 2 touchdowns, right? Because the negatives outweigh the positives in many aspects. So you look at that game, you get back to work. Many people that are closer to the program than I am indicate that a lot of players, for the most part, they kind of gravitate towards Jake a little bit more. I don't look at that as a knock on TVD. People are just interested in different things, right? But on Saturdays, we all need to be interested as Mike Tomlin says, in the business. And the business is football and winning games, right? So as long as everyone is on the same page on Saturdays, I really could care less about who is buddy Monday through Friday. As long as on Saturday we can all put this together, we can move forward. So again, I do feel that Jay Garcia will put this game behind him, and I feel like Jay Garcia should be able to lead us to victory. I'm not making any predictions, anything of that particular nature. We're struggling. Virginia's struggling. The weather could or could not play a factor in this particular game. I know a couple of years ago when we played Boston College, that game was pretty little chilly when Anthony Brown was the quarterback, and Dylan was still the running back there. We had a little trouble up there in the cold weather. And the 50s is not cold per se, but when you have a lot of warm weather kids going into an environment like this, and it's kind of a do or die moment right here. So we should get the victory. We should, because that would be a great capper on a unprecedented pledge by Cormani Brown. So what do you guys think? Think Jake throws for 4 touchdowns? Think Jake throws for 4 interceptions? Do you think Jake throws for no touchdowns? Do you think we get the running game back on the road? What do you guys think? Like, subscribe, comment, and go Canes.